What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up to all of my friends and family that's in the building? I appreciate y'all. What's going on, friends? Slow motion, man. Slow motion. Everything is good. Everything is awesome. We got a lot of different subjects to traverse through today. And I have oh no. I'm rooting for the Knicks. Let's be clear, walk on wood. I'm not rooting for the Spurs. I'm rooting for the East. As much as I look at, because see, I think I've been telling y'all all year that the East has been disrespected. And so when they told me, oh man, whoever come out of the West is gonna win the championship, I said, all right, now I gotta root for our nemesis. Now I gotta root for the nemesis. Now I gotta go with New York. I'm New York all day. As far as this championship, we New York City, baby. I told y'all. I warned y'all. I've been telling people all year. I said, yo, the Knicks is more than what you think it is. They in a flow state. I'm telling you, the Knicks are in a flow state. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's almost like you hit the right stride at the right time. And when you just cooking, you cooking. People sleep. We had a whole argument. We argued for about 45 minutes on after hours on room 9. And I said, listen, y'all. They said, oh, man, you don't know what you're talking. Slimmy, Quentin, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Slimmy argued me down. We was up pulling up stats. They was trying to tell me, no, man, the West is stronger. I said, okay, you're going to find out. You're going to find out. And they came, and that's after Russ. That's after sitting. That's after Russ. The Spurs gave their best punch yesterday. I'm telling you the truth. At home, they gave their best punch. They're not ready. Jalen Brunson, Cat, they feeling good. Listen, Jarius Phillips. I'm not judging this off of one game. I'm telling you that I feel great about, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks swept them. I know it's a 7-game series. I know you got to win 7 games. I'm the biggest advocate for that. I would not be surprised if the Knicks swept them. I told y'all I had put money on the Knicks anyway. I told y'all that I put money on the Knicks. I've been putting money on the Knicks. I told y'all that a week and a half ago that I had when they were still OKC. I said, man, I'm telling you, people sleeping on the Knicks. Yep, that's true, Jarius. When I seen them beat the dog snake, they didn't just beat the Cavs, they mollywopped them. They didn't just beat the 76ers, they beat them down. I ain't lost money all. Listen, I have not lost a dime in this playoffs, in the NBA playoffs. I have not lost it. I'm Antradamus. I'm Antradamus. Listen, if you've watched my track record, this entire NBA playoffs, based off of what I've been saying on After Hours in Room 9, I'm Antradamus, bro. Real talk. I have been on point this entire playoffs. The entire playoffs. I've been on point, and nobody can lie because you can actually go back and pull up the receipts. I see a lot of people are in their feelings today. It's Nostradamus. It's Antradamus. Somebody said I was wrong about Detroit and Cleveland. No, I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. I was rooting for my home team. That's where y'all don't get it. It's a difference between rooting and hoping that your home team wins and rooting for the home team. And if you go back and me and Slimmy was talking about it, he was like, oh man, I don't know about this. Like, of course I wanted my Pistons to win. These nicknames pop out of you far too easily, Anton. Of course I wanted the Pistons to win. That's my home team. Why wouldn't I want my team to win? I'm going to pick the Pistons to win every single time in every game, and they may disappoint me, but it's because they're my home team. Who ain't going to pick their home team to win? It's because y'all some fair weather fans. Y'all don't roll with y'all guys regardless of of what they doing. I'm always going to root for my team. I'm always root for my squad. I got friends that play for the Pistons. Why wouldn't I root for them? Speaking of which, outside of that, before we get started with the show, I stopped to go get up. I got my hot chocolate today, so it may be a little bit different for y'all. Large hot chocolate, almond milk. Yep. I got the hot chocolate today, so it may be a different type of show. I'm going to tell you right now. I stop at the shop to go get a hot chocolate. I'm not a Starbucks guy. I'm more of a local guy. I like going to the local coffee shops of people that actually own them. I don't do chains. What up, D Cunningham? What up, everybody in the chat? What up? I stopped by the coffee shop to pick up my hot chocolate or whatever. And I see this guy, and I've seen him before in there, and I see this guy, and he's sitting there, and it's an African man, and he's got his legs crossed, and he's on two phones. He's got his legs crossed like Obama, right? I don't think nothing of it because I've seen him in there before, sitting down both times. I've seen him sitting down today. I step outside of the coffee shop after I order my hot chocolate, and I go outside to go and make some phone calls, right? And so I'm on the phone, and I'm talking or whatever. And so I get off the phone, and the lady coming out to go to bring me my hot chocolate. This dude walks out the door. He ducks under the door. Now, this is a commercial building. He ducks under the door in order to walk outside. He said, hey, what's going on? I said, what's up, bro? I said, how tall are you? How tall is Wemby? Somebody in the chat tell me how tall Wemby is. Oh, 14. How tall is Wemby? Some people 7'4", 7'5", 7'3". So Wemby is 7'5". Wemby is 7'5". Some people say him 7'2", 7'4". Let's assume for the sake of conversation that he's 7'5", right? God has said 7'6". So let's assume for the sake of conversation 7'4". I see a whole lot of 7'4s. So we're gonna say 7'4". Let's say for the sake of conversation, Wemby is 7'4". He comes out at almost the exact same time as the lady that was bringing my hot chocolate. Now, the lady that was bringing my hot chocolate worked there. She can't be any taller than 5'1", 5'2", right, for a girl. Okay, cool. You don't understand how tall these dudes are until you see it compared to a girl that's 5'1", 5'2". I said, how tall are you, bro? I'm 7'5". And he wasn't no stick figure or nothing. He was just like a regular, healthy 7'5". I said, I get it now. I get it now. I get it now. It's hard to play against Wemby. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to play against Wemby. He said he's 7'5". I said, and you don't get it until you're looking at it in comparison of the girl that's 5'1", 5'2", that's walking out at the same time. I said, when you see stuff like that, bro, honestly, yeah, for real, Wesley Turner. When you see stuff like that in real life, and he just walking around, this ain't the first time I've seen him. This is the first time I've seen him standing up, but he just walking around, he doing like this. African. Looking just like this. He this color. Real talk, he this color. He's this color. He got on cream shorts, cream shirt. He got on some cream Yeezy slides. He got on some cream Yeezy slides. He looking just like my coffee cup. His shirt was this, his skin was this, and he's 7'5", and he's hanging around. And I said, "Ooh, you Matt Black." Yo. Listen. When you that tall, you got expectations on your life. He was looking like God. I said, what is this? I'm not ready to go, Jesus. I'm not ready to go to heaven yet. Give me a second. Let me get some stuff done real quick. I got a live stream at 10 o'clock. When you that big, when you that tall and you that big, there's expectations on your life. Real talk. Like, next time I see him, I'm gonna ask him, I'm gonna say, you what are you playing? What do you play? Because you got to play. Either you got to play volleyball at the very least. That's what I'm gonna read that, Kimberly, in a second. Yo, listen, bro. Listen. You can't be a finance manager you can't be a 7'5" finance manager. You can't. You can't be the lead salesman at a dealership at 7'5". You know what I'm saying? You can't be the janitor at a high school at 7'5". You gotta be something. I would imagine that this is what they used to look like in the biblical days when they say, and there were giants in the land. Yeah, that dude right there. Him downstairs. You can't be 7'5" talking about, I need to follow up on a phone call to see if you guys are interested in our products. You can't do that, bro. You can't do it because you've been blessed. You know what I'm saying? You've been blessed. All of us have all of us, regardless of what you may think. Some of y'all may have not nurtured it. Some of y'all may have not embraced it. All of us in this world, every single person in this world has a talent or talents. All of us in this world have talents. And to let that go to waste, it's all we just see it visibly with them, right? And it's like, dog, do you know the type of dunking I would have done on people if I was 7'5"? If I was 7'5", I would be a billionaire. 7'5"? Y'all ever seen a tall person? I don't know about him. I don't know what he do for a living. I've seen other tall. I've never seen somebody in real life that's that tall, like in the wild, right? Walking down the street. I've seen tall guys before, like tall white guys and stuff, and they've never picked up a basketball in their life. And they sitting there at a rave party or something like that. Hey man, what you do for a living? You in the Comic-Con? Get your man, I would have been, man, if I was these dudes' fathers, I would have been whooping on them. What you mean you don't want to play? Like, if you don't get your big self out of there and start playing some sport, if you don't go pick up a basketball, what you mean? They be sassy, wanting to be regular. I never wanted this for my life. Man, get your butt up out of here and stop wallowing in yourself. Big for no reason, talking about I want to do fashion. I want to do fashion. Man, if you don't put them dumb clothes down and get you some Jordan jeans and start picking up a basketball, you don't get you a big suit and enlist in the draft. Man, they said Hakeem Olajuwon didn't even start playing basketball until he was and he was in his teens. He was in his late teens. That was when he picked up a basketball. Boy, what's wrong with you? Be hating themselves that I never wanted this. Man, these niggas had to kill for your height. I'll give you $3 million just to give me a foot. Give me a foot. I'll give you $3 million right now. Right now, I'll give you $3 million for a foot. Since you don't want to be 7'5", you want to be 6'5". You want to be, I wish I was only 5'11". Boy, I would, man, be acting so weak than a mug, bro. Want to be regular. Only way I would pay for it is if I could still keep my cock size. I don't want to trade that. All right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the ladies say. They say, oh my God, it was so disappointing. I thought that because they were that tall, it would be commensurate. I just want, let me keep this and give me the rest, and I'm good. I don't want none else. Just give me the height. I want the same pelvis area. I didn't curse. I didn't curse. We still PG-13 in the building. I'm cool. Give me my same pelvis and give me the commensurate. I don't want nothing else that you got. Just give me the same pelvis. All right. Got our hot chocolate. We good. We chilling. Life is good. Bag chasers in the building. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. We got after hours tonight. Heck of a way to get our narrative out today. All right. Somebody said Girth Chamberlain. Yo, listen. Y'all, it's the chat. Y'all always say, oh, it's gonna be a different show with Anton. Y'all are the problem. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. The problem is the chat. I'm a reflection of my chat. The problem is the chat. Y'all want to pass it on to somebody else and say, "Oh, Anton, you the problem." Y'all the one wilding. Y'all the one wilding. Y'all the worst chat in the world. I promise you. Yo, Anton, what's what's the most toxic chat in the world? Millionaire Morning Show, After Hours. That's why I only do pre-recorded content on the Anton Daniels channel. I said I'm not about to let my chat mess up my other channel too. We gonna have that channel over there, and then we gonna have the toxicity over here. Y'all not a reflection of me. I'm a reflection of you. That's the best. That's the best definition of it. The worst and the best chat at the same time. At the same time. What up, chat? What up, chat? Put my chat up against anybody. I put my chat up against anybody. They got fake friends over in them other chats. They don't even like each other. They be acting like they like each other. Rand Wilson says, can you cover the Georgia inmate escape from federal custody? Yeah, I heard about that. Mike, that dude, I'll see if I can capture it. Mike, that dude, what up, though? I appreciate you, Mike, that dude. Spencer Campbell in the building. I appreciate you, Spencer Campbell, holding me down. What up, though? Wesley Turner says the last video with the man hating chick was wild. Yo, that chick it's some women that's some true demons out here. There are women that are true. Yo, it's women. You know how we say, Wesley Turner, let's talk about it for a second. Y'all know how we say that, oh man, men hate women. It go both ways, bro. There's some women out here that are truly hateful, and everything that is in their body, they're truly, they would like to kill men. I promise you. I'll give you an example. Watch this, Wesley Turner.
On the topic of women not really understanding how much men dislike them, I just want to tell you guys some of the things that I've heard men say to me as somebody who used to have a ton of male friends, mostly male friends, and at one point probably all male friends, because I used to tell myself that they were less drama than girls and that I get along with the boys better. And in hindsight, it was so pick me and so cringy. But at the time, I didn't even realize that that's what was going on. And mind you, I was raised to be feminist. I was raised to be liberal. I was raised by a strong ass Gen X single mother. So that's how insidious misogyny and patriarchy is. It seeped into even my brain, and I don't even know how the fuck that happened, because I've never liked these niggas. But I want to tell you guys some of the things that they say about us behind closed doors. If you already know what they say, you can keep scrolling. But this is mainly for those naive ass girls who were probably raised religious, because again, like I said, being raised religious as a woman makes you a dumbass. And that's
how do you hate God? Listen, before she even started talking, how do you hate God? How do you hate people that love God? I did see it, absolute, and I was right. I'm gonna get to that in a second. I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna speak about that in a second. How do you imagine being best friends with a person that thinks like this, that talks like this? What up, Ange? How are you raised by a super liberal Gen X female woman? And that's why I tell y'all, be careful, be incredibly careful, because you are passing on generational curses. One thing that we don't talk about personally, and maybe I'll ask this question on After Hours. I'll pose this video to the crew and see what their thoughts are, right? We say a lot of times, because we speak about relationships, and I say to y'all a lot of times, yo, you got to be careful getting into a relationship without getting yourself together first. Date yourself, fix yourself. Because when you jump from relationship to relationship to relationship, and you're broken and you're not healed, regardless of whether it's your fault or it's the person's fault that y'all broke up or y'all got divorced, you're going to get the same results, or you're going to attract the thing that you are. And so before you keep jumping into relationships and ruining people's lives, you probably need to sit with yourself and fix yourself and get yourself together. If you a guy, get your money right, get your life right, get your mind right, because when your money not right, you not right up here, and it's difficult for you to focus on the things that's meaningful because you don't add value. You so busy trying to get yourself together while still maintaining a relationship, and it's holding you back. So take some time, gather yourself, get yourself together, and then the natural thing that you are, you will attract, right? The thing that you're supposed to be with, you'll find yourself surrounded by. You don't have to chase it. It's going to find its way to you because you are what you attract. Same thing for the women. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to say decenter, man. You don't have to make that a part of your personality because nobody is a monolith. Maybe this person is an a-hole and this person is a nice person. And so you got to navigate between the two and find your network of people that you enjoy being around. So you're not a hateful person. You need to sit with yourself, get yourself together, maybe get your debt paid off a little bit so you're not coming into this relationship at a disadvantage. That way you can add value. That way you can demand or you can say what you want without being hateful about it. It's a way for you to make your preferences known without you being hateful about it. But one thing that we don't talk about, right, is we don't talk about getting our lives together before we get kids. Think about what I'm saying real quick because nobody has this conversation. We don't think about, are we okay before we decide to have a child? Because we're going to pass down our values. We're going to pass down our morals. We passing down our thoughts. We passing down our ways. We're teaching them and putting in them because everything that we have today is a learned behavior. And so if you are not a healed person, if you are not a good person, if you are not in a position mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, to be able to objectively pour into this child so you can make them a decent adult, what you're doing is passing on generational curses. And so we don't think about that because we just say, oh man, everybody have the right to have kids. You're raising a demon because you're a demon. Demons raise demons. So a lot of times we don't think about that. We go through life, we toxic. You got different people coming in and out of this kid's life, 30 different stepdaddies at different times, 30 different women coming around, and you don't think that they are taking that spirit in. You got different spirits trampling through the house. Then you turn into some raging lunatic of one side or the other, whether you pro-black or you pro-white or you just a toxic person in general. And then you start to have kids and they soaking up your energy every single day, your life force. And then that's what this turns out to be. It'll be this to where F these N words and now your entire personality. There are people on the internet who create content and their entire personality is hate. They can't talk about nothing other than hate. They can't talk about nothing other than men. They can't talk about nothing other than racism. They can't talk about nothing other than I hate these women, I hate these dudes. She just literally gave you the foundation of how she came to be. She was raised by a demon, and so she became a demon. And they'll try to make it seem like, oh, it's these other guys. While they're talking about it, they really revealing themselves. I'll show you. Watch this. This video is 12 minutes long. I'm not even going to get close to it. When I reacted to it originally, I was only able to get through 6 minutes before I started to feel icky and said, I got to get this off of me. I can't react to everything. I need to take a break. I went outside, got some sun, kicked it with some people, enjoyed life, and then came back and got back to working because these type of people are some of the most toxic people that I've ever heard in my entire life.
By design. It's not your fault, but you were raised to be a stupid bitch because probably you were raised with religion. And if you're raised to worship men, what type of shit are you going to put up with from them? You know? So like it goes so deep, but like some things that men say about women, where to start. They tell their friends how tight you are.
I don't know one guy, and I regularly even say on this panel, on these platforms, guys that are chatty patties and guys that are talking, dudes don't sit there and talk about their girl to another guy as far as how tight she is. Now, if you just so happen to be a jump off and you hanging around with a bunch of 20-year-olds, that may be a thing. If you just so happen to be in college, that may be a thing. But I've never in my life sat and kicked it with other grown men and said, man, you know how tight she is?
Like, you know how like girls will talk about how big a man is? Like, oh my God, he had a Coke bottle dick. Like, that's the type of shit that me and my friends talk about. A man who doesn't like you but slept with you anyway is going to go back to his friends and tell them that you.
I'm going to just let it play for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Y'all tell me whether or not y'all agree with what she's saying or not.
You had no walls, that you were busted out, that you were loose as fuck, because they don't understand female anatomy, and they don't understand that just like how penises can come in different sizes, women's vaginas also come in different sizes, and their dick probably just didn't fit yours. And so they're going to go back and tell everybody that you were blowed the fuck out. Like to abandon women in public because that's another way of asserting power. And so my best friend is a gay man, and he talks about how anytime he's hung out with straight men, they get off on like abandoning women and leaving them standing there alone, because the more nonchalant you can act and the more you can not give a fuck about the consequences or what happens to other people, the more manly you are. Like that's what makes you a manly man under patriarchy. So my best friend would constantly stay behind with the girls that were left behind, whether it was like a girl blacked out at a party or just like a girl that was standing there talking to a bunch of guys and the guys just walked off and left her there, because he was like, he first of all, he was gay, so he wasn't.
I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to just let it play.
Wasn't trying to hit the same patriarchal markers as a lot of the other men, but also he was like, I don't see a point in being mean to this person just because they're a girl. Like that's insane. So like most of the time, like they will abandon you just to show you that they don't.
No. I had to suffer through it. You suffered through it with me. Come on.
Don't care, and that's a way of them telling you that they're more powerful than you. How many times have you seen a man or heard about a man or experienced a man leaving a woman behind and like walking so far ahead of her that he doesn't even notice that she's gotten an Uber and went home? They're trying to show you how much they don't give a fuck about you. They're trying to demonstrate how much they don't care and how much power they have over you just by the sake of not caring. And so when you don't pick up on it and you're like, oh, I don't know why he's doing this, like da 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 da, and you act stupid about it, you act naive, and you act like you don't know why he's doing that, he hates you even more because he's like, this stupid bitch doesn't even realize what I'm doing. What a dumbass. Like, I keep watching this video over and over again to get ready to post it, and then I think of like even more examples. It makes them feel so much more powerful if they can manipulate and talk you into sleeping with them. They don't want women who actually want to sleep with them. They want to feel like they've manipulated you into it so that they can feel like they have power over you.
I gotta say something. Question. Did y'all just hear what she said? Let me play it one more time. Just that one part. Think about what she's saying right now.
I keep watching this video over and over again to get ready to post it, and then I think of like even more examples. It makes them feel so much more powerful if they can manipulate and talk you into sleeping with them. They don't want women who actually want to sleep with them.
Do y'all hear how retarded this woman sounds? Men don't want women that actually want to sleep with them. It makes them feel more powerful if you can reverse a woman that wants to sleep with you to re-manipulate you into sleeping with them, because it makes us feel better if we can manipulate. We don't want women that want to sleep with us. You want to sleep with me and you cute, you beautiful, I like you. You want to sleep with me? I don't like this. Let me come back and see if I can re-manipulate you into sleeping with me because it makes me feel more powerful. What? I'm telling y'all, there are people out here in the world that are crazy in real life. There is no woman in the chat that would agree with that. I don't think that there's a woman or a man that is listening and watching this or rewatching this clip that would say, yeah, no, Anton, that's right. Who? The most sex crazed people, the craziest people Oh shoot, I got a layup. If everybody, no matter what side of the political spectrum, we gonna get to the disagreement part in a second. We gonna get to Rick Chow. We gonna go to Adam22. We gonna go to black people boycotting Asian businesses. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be people in here that say, Anton, I don't agree with you. I don't like what you're talking about. You're off on this one. We shouldn't be disagreeing on this. I don't think that this is the one subject that I think that we broach that we can all collectively say, yeah, we all on the same page on that one. No guy is saying, man, I don't want to sleep with women that want to give it to me that I like. I would rather diss them and then manipulate them into doing it when they don't want to do it in order for me to feel more powerful. I don't know who did a number on her and her mama, but this is crazy, bro.
They want to feel like they've manipulated you into it so that they can feel like they have power over you. Because if you just consent to sleeping with them and it's just like an equal exchange, they don't want to be equal. They want to be over you. In those moments when you're being really sincere and you're like talking or you're like talking to your man and you're just hanging out with him and you've got your head on his chest and you're pillow talking it the fuck up, he goes back and he tells his friends, yeah, I got that bitch right where I want her. And I'm telling you, I've been in those conversations where the man is like, yeah, I got that bitch right where I want her. Like, she has no idea. Oh, and they will not take accountability when you guys break up, because when you guys break up, he's just gonna go and get another woman. Like, they really struggle with being single because since their femininity has been ripped from them, they're really empty on the inside and they need a woman to add value and color and meaning to their lives. So when you guys break up, you're sitting there heartbroken and trying to think about where it all went wrong, and you're going to therapy and you're going on a healing journey. And meanwhile, this man is just trying to find another woman to get his dick wet. I've watched it happen multiple times. If you are a woman who has had multiple sexual partners, and it doesn't matter if you've had 2 sexual partners or if you've had 20 sexual partners or if you've had 200 sexual partners, they're going to slut shame you to their friends and to their next girlfriend. Because when I was 19 or 20, a guy was telling me that he didn't want to date his ex anymore because, and I quote, do you know how many motherfuckers will be able to come up to me and ask me how does my dick taste? He felt like she had sex with too many people.
Why would he? Who are all of these sample sizes of guys that's walking up and saying to her, you know how many mother effers would come up to me and tell me, you know how my D taste? I'm telling you, these women are crazy, bro.
And whereas he was also fucking her, he didn't feel like she was good enough to make his girlfriend because she was too promiscuous. Mind you, he was just as promiscuous as her, if not more. But in his mind, it wasn't the fact that she was promiscuous that's the problem. It's the fact that other men would be able to make fun of him about her promiscuity. That was the issue. Do you know how many motherfuckers could come up to me and ask me how my dick tastes? Right. When they go out of their way to lie to you and manipulate you and like change your entire sense of reality, they think you're stupid for falling for it, which makes them hate you even more, mind you. So like, if a man is like being manipulative, being abusive, whatever, and you try to love him through that, he's going to be like, this stupid bitch. Why would she even put up with this? But I'm not going to break up with her. I'm just going to get worse. That's legitimately, I have had so many men tell me that I respected her less because she stayed with me. But instead of breaking up with her, I just treated her worse because like I didn't want to break up with her, because they still get benefits from you because you're a woman and you're taught how to take care of other people. They still get benefits from having you around, even if they want to see you dead. And they do want to see you dead. I used to hang out with these dudes, Alex and Jeremy, if you're out there, fuck you. But I used to hang out with these dudes. And we were out one night at a bar and we were all just hanging out, just chilling. And Alex's ex-girlfriend saw him at the bar and she was like all over him. And this bitch was in the major fawn response. Oh, Alex. Oh my God, Alex, I haven't seen you in so long. Alex, do you want to come get a drink with me? She wasn't being like even like super annoying or anything. So I didn't understand why Alex was so upset. Sorry, y'all. This smoothie, it's got chia seeds in it. It's making me burp. But I didn't even know why Alex was so upset, but he was like, oh my God, this bitch is so annoying. I hate her. Mind you, this is his ex girlfriend. This girl doesn't seem to hate him at all because she's like trying to get his attention and she's falling all over herself, trying to get him to notice her. And mind you, he's like going out of his way to avoid her. Men hate women who want them bad. Like, I used to date this guy who was like conventionally really pretty. I'm not really into light skins. I don't even know why I dated him, but like there were a lot of people in college who had a major crush on him and they hated me because of him because they wanted to be with him. And he was that, light skin, pretty hair type. And he told me one of the reasons that he liked me is because I wasn't studying him. Like, I wasn't paying him any mind.
I can't take no more. I'm done. I can't, bro. I can't. I personally am only able to get to about 6 or 7 minutes of this video, of a 12-minute video. I can't do any more than that personally. Anything more than that is like, it's like makes my ears bleed. I can't give my life. Yo, if y'all are around these type of people, y'all got to figure out how to divest yourself and go and find people that actually add value into your life. They got a positive energy. Facts. I'll take things that never happened for 500 also, Alex. No, seriously. These are honestly, I think that these are the type of people that are online having the majority of these conversations about how men don't like women and women don't like men. We may not necessarily agree with each other all the time. We may think that there's a level of accountability that's not being taken up, but I'd be remiss to sit here and tell you, oh no, man, we don't like women. Who don't like women? The only way you don't like women is if you gay. And I don't believe that gay men don't like women. I believe that they are just fighting demons. Honestly, bro. Honestly, man, it's I don't want to be friends with these type of people. You know who she kind of reminds me of? Honestly, and I'm keeping it real with y'all. You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of this girl that used to be in my panels on Monday nights with Q named Jazz. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. I'm pretty sure that they could be best friends. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me get I'm being so honest, so real. Real talk. Real talk. So angry, so evil. So evil. Wesley Turner says that last video with the man hating chick was wild. That's what we just watched. Thank you, Wesley Turner. Kimberly Howie. What up, Kimberly? Says seeing them in real life, they almost don't look real to be that tall. Talking about them 7'5" guys, giants, crazy. Wesley Turner says that's bull's head in the cloud for real. I know what you meant to say, Kimberly. I got you, baby girl. They don't look real in real life. Thank you, babe. TS says you gonna watch the Mike documentary. What's the Mike documentary? Mike who? Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Mike who? Brick Squad says, bro, you from Detroit and I've never seen you with a pair of buffs on. Yeah, because I'm not a follower. I'm my own person. Why do people think that everybody that's from a particular region got to do a certain thing? I could say, yo, I've never seen you from Mississippi. I mean, why you don't wear dreads and you from Mississippi? Why you don't have gold teeth on and you from Jacksonville, Florida? I'm straight. I'm straight. I don't want to be an NPC character. I want to be my own person. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that like buffs. I'm not interested. You know what's so funny? We was wearing that way back in 2019, 2001, 2002. Yeah, buffs are Cardis. It's with the wood sides. 2001, 2002, we was doing that. Nah, I'm straight. I think honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, keeping it 100. I think the girls look the best with the buffs on. I think the girls look, man, the girls from Detroit, when they throw on them glasses, they look so good. Yeah, why you don't wear Timbs if you're from New York? uh, I think the girls look the best with the buffs on. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. T-Pain said blame it on the alcohol. AD says blame it on the chat. Facts. The knock 8863 says, what up? Good morning to my girl, just a brown girl in America. Everybody in the chat says, I'm a 6'5" white dude. And as a freshman in high school, I basically got drafted by the coach to play ball. You can't be this tall and do nothing with it, was the words of the coach. You see what I'm saying? Come on, man. We just automatically expect it. You better buy SPCX now. Listen. He's trying to say better buy SpaceX. SpaceX is targeting a $1.75 to $2 trillion valuation on IPO. If you are a Patreon member, if you are a bag chaser, if you are a person that's a part of the chat, and you are thinking about investing in SpaceX, I'm going to tell you, you need to watch the video that I just did inside of the Patreon. If you are a bag chaser, a Patreon member, if you are a person that knows ball, and you know Anton has never, ever, 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 ever missed, go and watch the video that I just did in the Patreon. You ain't got to tell the people in the chat. We know what's up. Go watch the Patreon video and look at the breakdown, look at the charts, look at the profitability, look at the filings, look at everything that I presented as evidence, and then make your decision for yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. I broke every single aspect of these IPOs down and gave you the information so that you can make an informed decision for yourself. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm gonna just tell you every piece of information is there. Somebody said, AD, let me see that Rolex, bro. Oh, because I ain't wearing the presidential today? This is one of my favorites right here. Actually, you know what's so funny about this, Oakland? I've been giving most of my stuff away. I've been giving most of my stuff away to people that I love. Yep. So I don't know. I've been feeling like Santa Claus lately. Yep. I've been feeling like Santa Claus lately, and I got 3 more Rolexes. I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna keep a couple presidentials, and I'm gonna keep some other watches. But I got 3 more Rolexes that I'm giving away. I can't tell y'all who I'm giving them to. It's people in my real life, and I've been giving it away. I've been giving myself away for whatever reason. I don't know. I just feel like I've been feeling generous. I feel blessed, and whatever reason, I just like blessing the people that's been holding me down, that's close to me. So AJ Wise says you're going to get it back tenfold. I'm not looking to get it back. I like my people, and I like to bless the people that's closest to me. I don't need nothing back. I'm already blessed. How much can you accumulate before it's like, oh, okay. Like how many I did this deep dive the other day and I said, how many watches I don't even wear all of this stuff. I don't rock this stuff. I don't use this stuff. It's sitting here. I'd rather give it to people that actually love it more than me. You know what I'm saying? So I got another one. I'm giving another one to my daughter. She don't know it yet. I'm giving another one to Rita. She don't know it yet. And I got somebody else that's close to me in real life that I interact with on a daily basis, and I'm giving one to. So and I'm building a house with somebody that I'm close to. And they don't know it yet either. And so one of the houses that I'm building, I'm actually giving it away. When I'm done with it, taking them down to the deeds office, and then I'm gonna just transfer it into their name. So I don't know, man. I don't care about stuff the way that everybody else think that I do. I'm a bag chaser, but I'm a bag chaser, and I feel like money is a tool. It's just stuff, bro. It's just money. It's just stuff. You can always get that stuff back, bro. When you realize how blessed you are, and you realize the trajectory of your life and where you're going, and you realize also that other people, certain people that you love, can use it more than you can, then that's when you start to become even more generous. And it keeps you humble because God bless me so that I can bless other people and give everybody else other stuff and opportunities. Y'all remember I gave my 96 Impala away to my brother. Brand new. I had only drove it maybe 30 miles tops. I gave it to my brother. He asked me for it. He said, man, let me get that car. That's my car. I love that car. I've always wanted that car. I was like, all right, cool. Gave him the title, gave him the keys, told him to take it home. It was his 50th birthday had just passed, so I had to look out for him. Listen, chat. If I could, I would give everybody $100,000. I promise you, if I was able to, everybody that I know, everybody that I love, everybody that add value into my life, if I could, I would give everybody 100,000. I would pay off everybody's school loans. I would pay off everybody's credit card debt. I would try to figure out how I can add value. I promise you, bro. I will never become a billionaire because I would never ever not give away enough money to not be a billionaire. I promise you. I promise you. I promise on everything. I will never ever accumulate $1 billion because I will never ever not give away at least half of it. Chance says, how long do you think it will be until they're in a bad position again? Who? People around me is never going to be in a bad position because as long as I got it, they got it. You can't be in a bad position with the type of information that I give because I give too much game to prevent you from being in a bad position. I'm not the type of person that say, oh man, you can't help people around you because they just gonna use you up. I get it. That's cool. Well, we just gonna figure it out together. I'm not going nowhere without my people. I'm not going to accelerate. I'm not going to get to a certain level without my people. I'm not going to not look out for the people that surround me. I'm not going to not take care of the people that surround me. I'm not going. I would rather have 10 million and everybody else eating around me than have 100 million by myself. I would rather have 10 million and everybody else and spreading the wealth with everybody else. Ask everybody that's on after hours. I look out. I don't hold back nothing. I'll give y'all a clue. One of the reasons when I'm in the Patreon and I'm showing y'all what I make on YouTube and stuff, one of the reasons why I hold back what I make on the after hours channel is because I don't make no money on after hours. I'm telling you the honest to God truth. This is honest to God on everything. I make $0. I put my all into it. I live stream. I don't miss a show. I'm live streaming on after hours 4 or 5 days a week. I do all of the work. I'm building the platform up. I don't make $1 from after hours. I divide that up with the crew. The crew get all of that. I don't get nothing off of after hours. I don't get a dime. I don't make a dime off of my third channel. I don't make a dime from that. Eyes be droopy, I'll be tired, all of that. That's the team's money. That's their money. I'm already doing well. I already got 2 platforms where I'm straight on. I'd rather revel in the fact all of them got plaques. I'll work hard on that so that they can get the after room 9 plaque. I made sure that the team all got plaques because I got plaques already. So now I had to go and get my team the plaque. And so the people that rock with me, the people that hold me down, the people that support me the most, they gotta get that, bro. They gotta get that. And so I don't want to be rich by myself. That's whack. That's corny. That's corny. If you go to anybody that had never been to a meetup, anybody that had never seen me go shopping, the whole team goes shopping. Anybody that didn't see me go out to eat, any of y'all ever been out to eat with me? We all eating. Ain't nobody tripping. Fellas, girls, all of us is gonna get it. Anybody that's around me, we all gonna get cars. Okay, so if I don't get the Rolls Royce, I'd rather get 4 Escalades than 1 Rolls Royce. And that way we all got Escalades. Rita got cars, I got cars, my brother got cars, my mama got cars. Everybody get cars. Everybody get a home. You know why I don't have a mansion? I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. This is the honest to God truth. You know why I don't got a mansion yet? Because I had to make sure that everybody else got houses that's paid off first. I had to make sure daughter, wife, and she got it in her own name. The house that my wife got is in her name. That ain't in my name. It's in her name alone. My daughter's house is in her name alone. My mom's place is in her name alone. My wife's mom's house is in her name alone. And I take care of all of the property taxes. I take care of all of the utilities. I take care of all of the maintenance, all of the lawn cuts, all of everything. The reason I don't have a mansion yet is because I have to make sure that everybody else got a crib first. They all got to have at least a $500,000 house. Now I can go and get one and say, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Just let me know what you need. No, everybody got to have cribs and then I'll go and get mine. I don't want nothing unless all of my people are straight too. And not only do they have houses, they got rental properties too. Because I got a life insurance policy, I got my portfolios, I got all of that stuff, but I also want them to have residual income to where They able to manage it and learn how they have. So they got properties and they got their own property. So all my people gonna be straight. Everybody that's close to me, everybody that's around me, they gonna eat. Everybody gonna eat. And I'll figure the rest out later. Care nothing about this money junk. See, that's what people have the misconception. Oh man, no. I'm a bag chaser because I gotta make sure that my people eat. Me and tell you, AD never promised me anything yet, and still that Cash App always comes through right on time. I'm gonna figure out how to get the money, and I'm gonna figure out how to distribute it amongst the people. And if you don't have that type of heart, right? That's why I say you got to develop the character before you get the money. If you just a selfish type of person, when you get money, you're gonna be an a-hole. But the one thing that you ain't never heard nobody, not one person that has ever worked for me, you ain't never heard them say Anton is not super generous. Anton don't make sure that we got money. Anton don't make sure that we not getting the bag. Anton don't make sure that we travel. Anton don't make sure that he distributed. Anton don't make sure that he pay you first before he even pay himself. Soon as I get paid, everybody else get paid first, and then I get mine on the back end. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. They keep on trying to tell me, well, it's hard for a rich man to get to heaven. Nonsense. Nonsense. I'll show you differently. You a lie. I know it's a lie. Because we don't worship money over here. We just use it to have a good time and enjoy our lives. Ask your car. Your car make a crazy amount of money. Your car makes a crazy amount of money. I'm telling you. Your car makes man, there's people around me, man, they've been getting money. We just don't talk about it because we used to having it now. That's why I can't, I don't respect these other people that be out here and they don't actually have receipts to show that their team is eating too. I don't have nothing. I don't know what y'all talking about. Know what y'all talking about. That's why I work so hard. We got to get this bag, man, and we got way more work to do. We got way more work to do. We got big dreams. We got big opportunities. We got to go and get that bag. When the word is talking about a rich person entering into the kingdom of heaven, it's harder. It's because they worship money. That's what people don't get. It's because their entire existence is to accumulate as much as they possibly can, even at the deterrence of other people, even if somebody else has to suffer for it, even if this person has to do this, even if this person, we don't look at it like that. We look at our currency is in people. Our currency is in the people. I'll never be broke because I got the people behind me. I got the bag chasers behind me. I got the people that love and support me. Man, it's people that'll crash out for me all day long. And I tell them, hey, nah, that ain't what we doing. We ain't on that type of time. I can't use you if you in jail. Let's continue on with the show. What we talking about, y'all? I don't want to get stuck. Oh, let me read the rest of these super chats. I disagree, but all right, shout out to my dog Nasty Stew. I appreciate you. What up, Nasty Stew? DJ Kane says all these women. Man, listen, bro. Y'all don't even know. I got so many people on payroll, grandmothers, all kind of junk. All kind of stuff. People all over the country is eating. DJ Kane says, all of these women who keep talking down on men always be at the club or online begging, sending prayers. What up, though? Scorpio says, the moment women understand forced doctrine, they'll realize rights don't exist, and they are truly screwed when men realize that we really don't have to play nice. Shout out to Latrell says, after watching this, can we pray before we move on with the show? AR is back, says emotional damage. TS says nobody giving her pipe. What up, TS? Brick Squad says, nah, bro, she been destroyed mentally. Facts. Manny Plays PC says, this making my skin crawl. Wesley Turner says, men don't even think or process things like this. Steel City Muscle says, I don't believe in censorship, but this young lady is making me understand why some people do believe in it. Crazy. Now, we want them to keep talking so that we can see what we're dealing with. Orlando Williams says, I don't know one man that actually want to see a woman expired. Facts. With that mindset, she'll just have to suffer the consequences. She's too far gone. I do think that there's some people that's too far gone. Terrible People Podcast says, AD sing, one man can make one woman hate all men. Make sure you give us nope, I'm not singing it. Oat Milk says, is marriage still on the books for 2026 or is it dying? It depends. I think that we need to change the definition of what marriage looks like. But I'll add that in the conversation tonight. TS says, play the rest. What up? Just a brown girl in America says, morning, Anton. What's up, my love? What's up, my love? TS says, I met Yao before. I know Yao. Yao got away 380. Easy. Easy. Five. What up, Five says, AD, remember y'all married through on the buffs and it got her elected and y'all started singing Blade? No, that was the governor. That was the gov. TS says, anyone need their cars cleaned in the Midwest, hit me up. In the whole Midwest? AD, when you bringing the bike out? Tomorrow. Showcase says, facts, AD has been. Hey, you know, when I go to the casino and I link up with the dealers or I'm kicking it with the dealers, $1,000 tips. $1,000 tips. Don't nobody tip bigger than me. ABJ's Wise, Strong, and Smooth says, make sure you send this to your friends and family. We don't want to be successful by ourselves. You think I'm playing, right? Don't you?
Hello.
Yo, I'm on the live stream. I got a question for you.
Hey.
The first time I ever tipped you, how much I tip you?
$1,200.
All right, thanks. I appreciate you.
Bye.
Yeah, Michael Jackson doc on Netflix. What up, though? Oh, the Michael Jackson document? I don't want to watch no more Michael Jackson. I'm burned out on Michael Jackson, bro. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, yeah, the whole Midwest, we travel far, clean anything with wheels. Really? How does that make sense from a financial perspective, though? Trey Day says, I need some insight. I've been working on my credit now. I'm about to start investing my money. Where should I start first, bro? Open up a brokerage account with Fidelity and invest in the S&P 500. Saturday Night Beater says, I'm not one to score points off of. What up, though? What up, D? What up, D Williams? What up, Keish? What up, though? Anton, have you changed your minds on the Mercedes GT yet? I spotted a black one in a mile wild with a spoiler lift. It looks pretty good. I need to see it in person. Five Brown says the young bull that served out the table at the DC meetup said that you tipped, said that the tip that you left him was the biggest ever received. Yeah. And he was a guy. Yep. He said that was the biggest tip that he ever received. I'm a generous king. I'm a generous king. Hey, truth, I'm a generous king. You know what I'm saying? I love the people. Y'all want to get into this Adam22 conversation? And then the girls that sat there like, all right, the guys in Detroit don't be spending no money. No, we just ain't spending no money on you. But we'll get there. We'll talk about that too. This might be a little bit longer of a live stream. We generous kings out there. I'm a generous king. Let's get into Adam. Why not Adam22? I contemplated whether I wanted to even cover this today. But content is what content does. And the people said that they wanted to cover this, and so we got to cover it. Hey, Kyla, I don't know how dudes, honestly, I don't know how y'all don't take care of y'all girls. I don't get it, Kyla. I be trying to understand, wait a minute. When dudes try to humble their wives and they try to humble their girls, and they had their girls looking dusty out there, and sometimes the dudes be having money. Or that maybe they don't have like a whole lot of money, but they doing well. When I see guys and their kids be dusty or their girls be dusty and then they doing okay, I'll be like, how is that possible? That's an extension of you, right? That'd be crazy to me. It'd be crazy to me, but again, we'll get there. Adam22, who is the owner of the No Jumper podcast, is notoriously, I think he's best known today for his wife, right? And his wife, her name is Lena. They call her Lena the Plug. Why they call her Lena the Plug, I have no idea. Some of y'all said that y'all watched Adam22 let his wife get bust down. Let me say this right before we even really deep dive into this. I think that for all of you guys that's pulling a Diddy and y'all letting the other guys get with y'all girls, very few things in this world do I actually consider a white man thing, a white thing, a black thing. I think that there's differences between the cultures. And so from a cultural perspective, I think that we all different, we all separate. Black people like to turn up differently than the white people. White people like to turn up differently than black people, right? And then obviously you got everything in between. When we talking about sex, though, and relationships, there are certain things, in my opinion, that are white. Letting another man be with your girl voluntarily, whether for money or not, is a white man thing. Cucking is a white man thing. Outside of Diddy, and for y'all that actually started to adopt this principle, y'all got it. You got it from somewhere else. You didn't get it. You didn't come up with it on your own. You did not come up with that on your own. Because I don't know any man in the world, not a black man on the face of this earth, that says, I want another man to be with my girl. I don't personally know anybody that wants another man to be with his wife, his girl. Even if we not with her no more, we'd be like, oh, word? So you got a new man? Ugh. We'll stop liking you altogether. Our entire disposition will change towards you if you was to get a new man even after a breakup. Because in our mind, you still ours. You know what? That's still my baby girl over there. You know what I'm saying? She's still a good girl. No, that's my girl. Man, she's still a good girl. We just didn't work out. The minute that you get a new man and we think that you done did something with him, it's like, oh, so you want that type of stuff now. So you for the streets now? Oh, you in these streets. Okay, all right. So you want to be out here like your homegirl. So this is who you always were, huh? So this is who you always was, huh? You know what? I ain't effing with you no more. I'm done with you. Don't ever call me again. Don't ever come back. Hurt, disgusted, absolutely brokenhearted. Oh, look at her. So this is what she did. This is a white man thing. Real talk. So anyways, his girl filed for divorce. And I don't really care about that other thing, because I never watched the tape. I never had any interest in the tape at all. It was never a thing for me, right? So it says Lena filed for divorce, filed the divorce docs in Los Angeles County without a lawyer on June 1st. I care more about the details of the divorce itself, which happens to be her birthday. So that was her birthday present. White women, boy, they different. White women are different. Once they turn on you, they turn on you. They'll file it as a birthday gift to themselves and then talk about it on TikTok. And wants legal physical custody of a 5-year-old daughter, according to divorce docs obtained by TMZ. Now, whenever a woman says she wants legal and physical custody of their kids, in general, usually what that amounts to is that she's using it as leverage in the divorce proceedings, meaning that women know how meaningful our daughters are, our sons are, our kids are to both women, to men. And so if you find a woman that is willing to say that she wants legal and physical custody, then that means that she really hates you and she's trying to get one up on you in the divorce proceedings. Now, let me say this also. It says, according to divorce docs obtained by TMZ, one thing that I hate about this world and that I think needs to change, and y'all let me know inside of the chat too. We're going to talk about this on After Hours. I think that there are certain things that need to be reserved and that shouldn't be available for everybody. And that's one of the reasons why if I was to ever get divorced, I would never get married again. Because anytime you file for divorce, that's public information. I disagree with that. I don't think it's nobody else's business, regardless if you Adam22 or if you just regular Joe Smo. I don't think that's anybody else's business. Anybody else's business. I know, I guess people sent me the divorce documents. They sent me the filing for the divorce documents. I'm not interested in going over that because I think that should be personal information. I don't believe that should be anybody else's business, whether you still married or whether you getting a divorce. I don't think that that's anybody else's business. And so the fact that every time anybody is filed for divorce, do y'all know that it's people that just roam through cities for court filings to try to figure out who's famous and who's getting a divorce? Somebody said, who and how's Adam22 famous? Well, he got the No Jumper podcast, which came out very early, and so he was able to capitalize off of the early content creation space, and it wound up getting a decent amount of subscribers and views, and so that's where Adam22 came from. And then he kind of parlayed his visibility into OnlyFans, and he's made a decent amount of money on OnlyFans. Goes on to say, for those that don't know, the couple has a very successful podcast and OnlyFans account, which also makes a very unique relationship. They shoot porn content with people outside their marriage together and individually, and interview those people on their pod. Adam also hosts a popular No Jumper podcast without her. That being said, in the docs, Lena says she does not have a job and her only income is $3,000 monthly spousal support. So it sounds like that's her allowance. It sounds like that's money that she gets. Now, let's be clear, because I heard some people talking about this and they said, oh, she only get $3,000. She only get $3,000. What do you mean she only get $3,000? That's $3,000 in addition to their lifestyle. That means that all the cars is paid for, all the cribs is being paid for, all the bills is being paid for, all of everything is being paid for, and then you get an extra $3 on top of that to kind of just do whatever it is that you're going to do with it. Now, some people may debate that and say, oh man, that's unreasonable because of how much money they make. I don't know what their finances look like. I don't know what their expenses look like. I don't know what none of that look like. But if everything is paid for, if your lifestyle, if you got access to the credit cards, anything that you want to buy, and then you get an additional $3,000 cash on top of that, I don't look at that as a slight. I don't look at that as a slight. That means that everything is taken care of and you get cash on top of it in addition to whatever it is that you want to buy. That don't mean you buying groceries out of that $3,000. That don't mean that you paying utility bills out of that $3,000. That means that that's just cash on the side thrown at you in addition to everything else is being paid for. I don't really understand why that's a bad thing. Juliet says, so let me get this straight. They are public figures, so wouldn't their divorce be public also? Well, here's the thing. Everybody's divorce is public if you want to go and search it out and try to figure out who's getting divorced. All of it is public information. That's what people don't understand. Regular Joe Schmo walking down the street that's going through a divorce, if you file for divorce in a court, that's public information. It don't have nothing to do with being a public figure. Everybody's information is public information once you start to get the courts involved. That's what I'm saying. I like the institution of marriage. I don't like how marriage is handled publicly in these spaces. Hey, baby, what's up? Yeah, I'm on mute. What's happening? Tell your mama to stop being so. Tell your mama to stop being so worried. Daddy said you can go. Bye. Yeah, I'll call you afterwards. All right, bye. Let's continue. Goes on to say, white people are so nasty, bro. Like, I think that they disgusting, bro. So disgusting. Of course, she's a very successful creator on OF, but in the docs makes it sound like she has no control over that revenue, saying I have no access to financial resources in this marriage or actual financial information, so all amounts entered are estimates. She also says they have a $1.1 million entertainment studio, and she wants half of that in a divorce. Sounds like they got financial problems, to be honest with you. It sounds like they have financial problems. A lot of people are equating this to try to make it seem like, oh man, it's because of the person that she slept with. I think all of that is disgusting, right? But aside from that, if you start to put two and two together and you see what Adam, for example, has said previously about having a downsize and them not generating as much revenue as they used to and all of that stuff, it sounds like they got financial problems now, dog. I don't think it has nothing to do with relationships, sex, all of that stuff. I think that is financial problems. I think it's trouble. It's trouble in paradise out there, bro. I do. I think that everything was cool as long as the money was money in. And I think that she's says somebody crying racism in the chat. Why? Because I said white people is nasty. Yeah, white people be nasty as hell. What are y'all talking about? That don't mean that all white people are nasty, but the white people do nasty things. Letting somebody bust down your chick and then you laying next to her and y'all having a kid together is nasty. That's nasty. That ain't no racist thing. That's cultural. White people do nasty things. I started this whole live stream off by saying, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's be clear. Y'all not going to start getting emotional over me calling y'all out for what it is that y'all do too. Because y'all all be in agreement when we talking about black fatigue, when I talk about the cultural problems and teen takeovers, you all in. And you feeling good about it. Yeah. Anton, you're saying it right, buddy. Absolutely. I'm sick of it. And you be right about it. You sick of it. You're sitting there at the coffee shop outside with your hat on and your umbrellas, sipping your coffee, and you see a scene takeover come in, and you be like, oh man, what the hell is going on here? This is not what I signed up for. And justifiably so. You should be bothered by that. But then later on that night, when you go and sit in the corner and you be beaten off to somebody busting down your chick, let's talk about that side of it too. In the daytime, you right. In the nighttime, you wrong. In the daytime, you right. In the nighttime, you wrong. How about that? You get the same equal opportunity smoke as everybody else. So when we see an Adam22 over there letting this chick get buzzed down and he start having money problems, we gonna talk about it. You were disgusted at the team takeovers, and I'm disgusted at what you're doing in your bedroom. Give it to her. Give it to her. I'm disgusted when you put your mouth on a glory hole as a man. Yep. Oh, man, let me tell you, bro. Listen. Sexually, white men, oh, man, and the conservative ones, too. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we going to get into it today. Yep, Millionaire Morning Show. Going left. I had my hot chocolate today. Going left. Conservative white men love to suck D. Oh my God. They love to have a hidden vice. They love having a hidden vice. Yes, they do. And they fighting it. They fighting it every single day. Oh my God, I got to give my life back to Jesus. They suck cock. Oh, y'all didn't know? Y'all didn't know? Well, Anton, how do you know this? Because I know the girls that they tell all of their secrets to. Ask the girls, they'll tell you. Listen, they love sneaking off and doing things that they're not supposed to do, bro. I'm trying to tell you. They got problems just like everybody else. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. They just better at hiding it a little bit. And I actually support that. I support you privately going through and trying to fix yourself instead of always publicly announcing what your vice is. Hey, man, get back in that closet and try to figure that out. Yes, it's a lot of white DL men. It usually gets attached to black men, um, because black men are so busy trying to be like white men, but they don't know how to pick and choose which parts of white culture that they want to adopt. And so instead of them saying, listen, I respect your business mindset, I respect the love that you have for America and our military, I respect you not wanting to give all of our tax dollars away to people that don't care about it on food stamps. Y'all say, I want that, and I want to sit in the corner and be like you sexually. And y'all, like, a lot of times y'all started that wearing y'all girlfriend's panties and stuff. Secrets. Why you think that white women get paid off so much? It's because they be having secrets of the men that they done been with. And they don't want to ruin those guys, and so they want they cut. Y'all think that these white women are getting these payouts and they getting these nice divorce proceedings because the guys just don't want to fight anymore. I just want to make this over. No, they don't want this to drag out because they don't want no problems. It's a lot of Bruce Jenners out there wearing a woman's clothes, all that type of stuff. I'm telling you, bro, it's happening. It's happening on a mass scale. Y'all want me to talk about that part. Y'all want me to talk about that part. They got so many alternative lifestyles, Burning Man festivals, hidden situations, situationships. Yeah, man, they be on some stuff. They be on some stuff, bro. They be on some stuff. They be on all of it. All of it. They be on it, in it, around it, above it, on top of it. A lot of times, I'll tell y'all a lot of times also what happened. Um, you know how women a lot of times say that they want, their college days was wild. You know who the wildest people in college are? It's not even women. It's not white women. It's not black women. It's white men, especially ones that be inside of frat houses. They do all kind of stuff. They do circle jerks. They like all of that gay stuff, that gay joking and stuff, pulling on each other's penis, hump on each other. They do all of that stuff, bro. They get into all kind of nonsense, and then they got to clean their life up because they got a career, they got politics, they got parents, they got people that care about them. White boys in college are some of the nastiest creatures on the face of the earth, bro. They love going after each other, even when they with girls a lot of times. No shower having, laying up next to musty, smelling like Bologna. They own it. They own it. They'll do anything. Would do anything, man. And then they clean their life up. You want to know what used to happen during the slave days? We talk a lot about a lot of the slavers, and they used to rape black women and stuff like that and all of that back in the days. You know, one of the parts of that they tried to forget about, that because see, they was okay with some of the atrocities as far as a lot of that stuff coming out. But one of the things that they used to also do is they used to get with the black men. Part of the emasculation process was also sexually getting with black men during slavery. Oh, you didn't know nothing about that, did you? Oh, no, it wasn't just buck breaking, it was getting broken. It wasn't just buck breaking, it was also getting broken. They wanted to experience the same thing that the women were experiencing, and so they were also getting busted down themselves. They were doing all of it. It wasn't they didn't cut off and say, you know what, I only want to do the buck breaking. It was getting broken. They were all of it. All of it was on board. Everything was on board. Everything was a go. Everything was a go. Somebody says, you telling me Samuel L. Jackson from Django was getting buzzed down? No, I'm telling you that Calvin Candy was the one that was getting buzzed down. Calvin Candy was the one that was also getting buzzed down. Let's continue. They got married back in 2023, and in the doc, she lists their date of separation as April 15th, tax day. Look at this. Look, this is what they'll tell y'all, for example, is a Miami 10 or a Los Angeles 10. This is what they'll tell y'all. I want y'all to know that y'all not missing out on nothing. You know what I see in this picture? Demons. This is pure demon energy. Pure demonic energy. I'm telling you in every way, stop thinking that y'all missing out on something. Y'all not missing out on nothing. You remember when your grandmother and your mother used to tell you, you ain't missing out on nothing but the devil. If this person came around and said, hey man, you know what, I want to sleep with you. That's why I think that Adrian Broner, and I'm rooting for Adrian Broner. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. I think he's going to do great. Shout out to Adrian Broner. Shout out to Dina Gray. Shout out to all the streamers. But it was a scene that they was live streaming where they were paying them girls $1,000 and $2,000 in order to bust them down. They all look like this to me. They all look like this to me. If this type of energy came around, I don't even think I would be able to get it up, because it was like, I would just be like, you know what? I need to be forgiven for some stuff, but I'm a pass on this one. They all look like this. Real talk. Ugh. Good luck to him. I don't like to see any family broken up and messed up or anything like that, but I'm going to just call a spade, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on out in these streets. Because it ain't no point in skipping past it. We might as well address it all 100%. It's all demonic energy, bro. It's all demon energy. You don't want that type of energy around you, bro. You don't want that. I promise you. Yo, shout out to the girls that ain't trying to be all known. Shout out to the girls that keep it a G. Shout out to the women that hold it down. That ain't trying to they ain't trying to be all in the camera. They just playing their role, they playing their position, and they holding it down. We got issues. We all got issues. We all got to figure it out. But good God, it's some stuff that it's just like, you know what? I'm straight. I don't want to be involved in that. When I go down to Miami, I don't be impressed like y'all be impressed. And maybe it's just because I've been down there too many times or I lived there for a winter or something like that. I don't be impressed with them chicks down there in Miami. I don't be seeing nothing up there or down there that I'd be like, oh man, I need to stay down there. The only thing that I be impressed with Miami is the weather and the energy. That's the only thing I'll be impressed with. Los Angeles, Miami, and all of that. It's bad chicks all over the world, bro. It's bad chicks in every city. It is, man. I think it's overhyped. It's overhyped. Oscar said, do you like those Miami 10s? I ain't never seen one. I ain't never seen one. I'm more impressed by the cars and the yachts than I am about the women down there. I think that Detroit chicks is the baddest chicks on the planet, bro. I love Detroit. Detroit chicks be so cool and fly, and they know how to dress a certain way, and they rock out a certain way. I'll take me a Detroit chick over a Miami chick 10 times out of 10. All of the Miami chicks, they not even real. They all fake, plugged up, lip fillers, skin peeled back, all of that type of stuff. I'm straight. I'll take me a nice, cool black chick all day long over one of these little fake chicks anyway. So I'm straight. Oh, I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I hit the beaches. Here's the thing, Julie. Let me tell you something, and we're going to move on to the next part of the show. Here's the thing, Julie. If you go to the beaches in Miami, most of the people on the beaches, 98% of the people on the beaches in Miami is not even from Miami. They're vacationers. They're visitors. Go to South Beach, go to any of those places. People that's really in Miami ain't even on the beach. They not on the beach. And real people in Miami is not even close to South Beach. They not even in Brickell. Those is what we call LARPers, right? You know what a LARPer is in Miami? A LARP, there's people that got money, and then there's people that's pretending to have money in Miami. And so a LARPer in Miami is a bunch of bros that come down there. They went down there for vacation. They got obsessed with it, and they said, oh, man, it's a bunch of money up here. Because they went down there, they seen some Uruses, they seen some Ferraris, they seen some Lambos, Aventadors, and all of that stuff. And so they went down there with their homeboys, and 5 of them, 6 of them, all went and got a house together. They all rented 2 cars together. They give each other different days in which they can use the cars. They think that they're going to get rich off selling courses and Bitcoin. And then they all move down there, and they think that, somehow, somewhere they're going to get rich. They go down to Brickell. They do some interviews. The chicks is sleeping on blow-up mattresses. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's a bunch of illegals down there, Cubans and stuff like that. They working, hoping that they don't get caught. Now that don't mean that it ain't a bunch of people now if you really want to go and see what's happening in Miami, if you want to see some money in Miami, you ain't even got to go to Jupiter. Go to Coral Gables. There's some money over there in Coral Gables. So some people that's living some different type of lives. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go and kick it with real people, go over there to Little Haiti. You go over to Wynwood, skip over a couple streets, just a couple blocks over to Overtown, and you're going to see the real Miami. It's a bunch of this. Naples. But see, Naples is further down. People in Miami, they ain't really on the beach like that. Not for real, for real. Not for real, for real. Oh, I've been down there. I've been all through it. I've been all through it. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Don't let these people fool you and tell you that the areas that y'all in ain't good. An area is as good as you make it. A city is as good as you make it. Sometimes y'all be sitting there and y'all thinking, oh man, I don't want to be where I'm at. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I need to go over here in order to make it better. Bro, you are who you are regardless of where you go. And it don't matter where sometimes it does matter. Let me not say that. But most cities have spots. Most cities have dope places. And you just not exploring enough of your city. You're not getting involved. It's scenes in every city. You just got to go out and participate. I'll do you even one better. You know how in Atlanta they say most of the people in Atlanta ain't from Atlanta? Most of the people that's down there in these hot spots in Miami is not from Miami. They all come from different places. Montana, Cleveland, right? Macon. Real Miamians is actually being pushed out. They're being pushed up because they can't afford to be there anymore. It's 1,000 transplants. And time, but you want to live in a city where there is a lot to do. I live in a city where it's a lot to do. It's so much to do. The Quinder Cut, I ain't gonna get into it. The Russell Industrial Complex, the Riverwalk, the parks, the night spots, Zuzu, Greektown being redone, Midtown, Corktown is usually popping. Rooftop parties, it's at least 5, 6, 7, 8 different rooftop parties. The Z, you can go down to the alley and party down there. You can hit the casino. Casinos is out of control every single weekend. Belle Isle, Rouge Park, right? And then you can head over to Birmingham. Royal Oak is usually jumping at any time of the summer. It's jumping in Royal Oak. You can head out and have a quiet night out in Novi. You can head to Rochester. Troy is spots over in Troy. It's a bunch of different things to do. You got a festival every single weekend in Detroit. The Grand Prix, the African Festival, African American Museum, Science Center. You can hit Southwest Detroit, Mexican Town. It's so much to get into. It's 1,000. Cosm is about to come here. All four arenas is here. Usually it's a sports game every single day. Fox Theater would be stuff popping off. You can go over to the Shelter. You can go over to the bowling alley, literally right there across the street, in which they be having different shows out there every day. It's 1,000 things to do in the city every day. You can go to the DIA, which is free for Macomb, Wayne County, and Oakland County residents. It's 100,000 things to do in Detroit. But most people just stay in the house every day, and that's why they don't know nothing about it. Races on the weekend. Hitting Jefferson. 7 Mile. People don't know nothing about a lot of these spots. I hit the Barcade. Shout out to the people that know about the Barcade. I hit the Barcade. The Barcade is dope. It's right up the street, actually. She-Wolf, right? I'm taking Detroit all day long. I'm from Detroit and I live in Miami and you speaking facts. See what I'm saying, Foxy? They don't know nothing about it. They don't know nothing about it. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Manny Plays PC says, I'm going to pull up to a meet dressed as a waiter. Trying to get a tip. TS says, we do semi-truck also. Example, a company paid for us to come to Phoenix. We charge them for the service. Also the flight. Example, Midwest people. We just charge a travel fee and service price. Shout out to you, TS. Also says Diddy had no choice, apparently. B Hunter, shout out to B Hunter. I appreciate you. Wemby need to get stronger and quit shooting threes. Why y'all not giving no credit to the coaching in New York? New York got some monster coaches. Wesley Turner says, didn't Adam say about a year ago he was having money problems? You reviewed a video about it. He did. He did. You saw Shannon Neil deGrasse interview. No, I seen it dropped. That's probably the one interview that I want to watch the most. I'm gonna watch it though within the next couple of days. Keon says he divorced her first when he gave up his strongman status of his home and let her give up her goods. Latrell says the devil can't make hell look beautiful, so he makes beautiful roads that lead. Oh, that's deep. I'ma steal that. I'm stealing that. I ain't even gonna unstart that. Coach Chris says, yo, AD, what's a dead giveaway for Demon Energy? I don't think that it's anything that you see. I think it's a feeling that you get when you're in a place that you're not supposed to be at. You can feel it. And a lot of times you have to push yourself past it to continue to do whatever it is that you do. You can feel it. It could be a person that you're with. It could be an environment that you're in. And you just feel it like, man, I know I ain't supposed to be here. And you push past it in order to continue to do it. Shout out to Coach Chris. Wesley Turner says they look exactly like Selena Powell. Bunch of them. What city do you have to go? Do you have yet to go to and have a ball? Memphis. Memphis. Can't wait to get to Memphis. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm starting to really, really feel and champion places that a lot of people are sleeping on. One Speed says, hey, do you like Southfield? I used to play football at Lawrence Tech. I love Southfield. You know what I predict for Southfield, One Speed? I think that Southfield is going to be the next Black Mecca. I do. I don't think it's Detroit. I think it's Southfield. I think that Detroit is where they're building everything up. And I think that Southfield is where the wealth is going to be at for Black people. A lot of people try to dismiss Southfield like, oh, that's where all Black people go when they first get a little bit of money. Southfield is up. I believe Southfield is the next Black Mecca. I do. I believe Southfield is where all of the money is going to be for Black people. It's the best location in Metro Detroit. There is no better location in Southfield. There is no better location in Southfield for Black people in particular. White people, don't worry about it. I talk about y'all. I give y'all the game all the time. I think that Southfield is up next. 100%. 1,000%. I stake everything on it. As Detroit continue to evolve, most people that have money that move, that don't necessarily live in the city, but live in a suburb, usually in West Bloomfield Hills, Birmingham, Royal Oak, Southfield is it, bro. Southfield is it. I'm telling you. It is everything. I'm going to read more super chats in a minute. I want to go into this Rick Chow conversation because I had a conversation yesterday on it because I had discovered and y'all was like, Anton, I want y'all to go and look at this Rick Chow situation. So I had discovered for the first time yesterday, and it felt like some of y'all was feeling a little bit of a certain type of way about it. Y'all didn't like my breakdown of it. Y'all enjoyed when I just went off on white people, but y'all didn't enjoy when I broke down how a 14-year-old wasn't supposed to have a gun. So my homeboy called me yesterday, shout out to Lance, and he said, Anton, you got to look at the closing arguments. Marie super chats in a second. He said, you got to look at the closing arguments. And I said, okay, cool. So let's talk about it. Somebody told me I had to look at the defense's closing arguments.
Growing up and watching shows with my father. And I'm old enough to date myself a little bit that we would actually listen to radio shows. And one of the radio shows that we would listen to
First of all, let me say that Rick Chow, and for those of y'all that may not be familiar, Rick Chow is the Asian man that is on trial for the murder of, I forget what the young man's name is, Cyrus Carmack. And so what I realize is that Rick Chow also has a black lawyer. So this is his closing argument, and this is what people wanted me to see.
Often there's a guy named Paul Harvey. And what he would do is he would tell stories. And then telling stories, what he would do is tell a story that he thought that everybody actually knew. He would tell a story and he would give details of a story that he thought that everybody actually knew already. And he would tell it, and he would tell it in his interesting way, but what he would do is intentionally leave out parts of the story so that people would be a little confused because they'd heard the part of the story that they thought that they knew, but he would leave parts out. And then he would take this huge pause after he was done and everybody think it was over. And then he would say this famous line. He would say, and now it's time for the rest of the story. And then he would spend the rest of the show telling the listener the rest of the story that they did not know. He would do this because he understood people. He understood that we are a generation of people who simply listen to headlines, listen to flashy things, and don't hear the rest of the story. He understood that if he could tell just small parts of the story in the way that people thought that they understood them and didn't hear the rest of the story, then they would believe things one certain way. And the way that he did it was fascinating. It was interesting. People started to understand that that's the way we have to start listening. Because if we only hear part of the story, then we can never get to the truth. And so as we sit here and get ready for our closing argument, all we're going to do now is tell you the rest of the story. I will tell you wholeheartedly, and this might come across as a shock, I agree with some of the stuff that the state of South Carolina said. When
Sorry about that. For whatever reason, it had froze up. I don't know why I have.
Chow executed a human being over a $1 bottle of water, enjoy hell. Let's make that clear. If Rick Chow shot a man in the back stealing $1 bottle of water from his store, you do what you will. Because there's nothing to justify this back and forth. Was he right? Was he wrong? It doesn't matter. Taking a human life over a bottle of water is absolutely ridiculous. It's wrong under any way that you could possibly look at it. And that's why the state has gone out of their way to put this $1 bottle of water up, to put this picture up, because they want you to believe that this is what this case is about.
I said the same thing yesterday without even seeing this closing argument, and everybody was in their feelings about it. I said the same thing yesterday, and people were feeling some type of way about it yesterday when I said this ain't over a stolen bottle of water, and that people intentionally tried to mislead me when they provided me with the information about this case and asked me to react to it with limited information because they wanted me to only look at one side of it. They didn't want me to look at the entirety of how they got to this point in the first place. I said the same thing. Cook, young king.
The rest of the story. It has nothing to do with this water. It doesn't. Because if that was what it was about, this wouldn't be a complicated case. As we sit in front of you, the things that we have to talk about is we have to break down everything that we have watched in this case. We need to break down what the state of South Carolina has presented to you. And as we break it down, we can break it down inside of 3 classifications, what they put on the stand.
This man is good.
They put on what they call eyewitnesses. They put on investigators. And they put on experts. You remember? Those are the 3 things that they have given us. So first, let's talk about the eyewitnesses. And the reason I want to talk about the eyewitnesses first is, remember, and I wrote down a quote that the state said, cameras don't lie. For 17 seconds, you could have played the camera. For 17 minutes, you could have played these cameras. If you remember, these witnesses got on the stand, they sat in front of you, and I asked them questions. They looked directly at you.
Ooh, look at them acting.
They were talking about what they remember. They were talking about their memories and how important that is. And then I started asking them questions from right there. You remember? I said, no, I'm not trying to be rude, but I remember you talking to 911. Do you remember that? Yeah. And you said something different to the 911 tape that you're saying right here today. I asked another person, isn't it true that we don't interview witnesses together because they can get their stories together and their brains could get something that didn't really happen? Yeah. And that's on video, correct? Cameras don't lie. And they called 911, and then the 911 call, they said they didn't see anything, correct? Cameras don't lie. But don't you remember, and I asked one of the witnesses, isn't it true that you told them something and they said that was completely impossible? Well, yeah. And then they've met with you, they've talked to you, they've interviewed you and put you on the stand and you told something different. Cameras don't lie. So why are we sitting here and not watching those videos? Why didn't the state give you the 911 calls? Why didn't they give you the videos? Why didn't they give you the information? If cameras don't lie. The rest of the story. I talked to one of the investigators and officers as he took the stand. Remember, we asked him, what is important as an investigator? It's important to get the facts. It's important to get the information. It's important to get the evidence as close to the incident as possible. So we can do what? Remember the question I asked him? So we can give all the information to the jury. The rest of the story. Because what we don't want to do is subject and put our emotions in there, our personal beliefs, our subjective decisions. That's what's happened. The rest of the story.
Somebody said, Timo Denzel, you off. You off. I hire this guy in a heartbeat. If I ever caught a charge in my life, I would hire this guy without even thinking twice. The price of the brick is going up. You smoking. He got a Cartier watch on, a custom suit, his beard, his tie, his shirt is white. He got on his nails is manicured. He got on a wedding ring. This guy is built for this. This is his moment. He worked his whole life for this moment right here, right now. I don't know what you thinking. This dude been ready.
But for some reason, the state of South Carolina doesn't want to give it to you. One of the witnesses took the stand, if you remember correctly. Detective English took the stand. You remember? One of the first ones they put on. And they put the videos up on all of these screens, all this technology that the state of South Carolina has. And they put up all of it. And one of the clips they put up was of Rick Chow's statement. You remember? And they played it, and it said, my son saw, I didn't initially see my son that he had a gun. So when I looked at his hand, and then what did that officer do? He just walked away. We knew there was a second part of the video. Cameras don't lie. It would have taken how long was the quote? 17 seconds to play it. Cameras don't lie. And what was the next question from the state of South Carolina? Isn't it true he didn't tell you on that scene blank? Cameras don't lie. So we literally had to make sure you knew the rest of the story. And what did we do to tell you the rest of the story? We brought that other officer on to tell the rest of the story. And you remember, it went right together. The rest of that statement. My son saw, I didn't see it initially. My son alerted me that he had a gun. So when I'm going to go talk to his son, that's when he walked away. And then the statement kept going. Look at his hand. He actually had a handgun in his hand. The rest of the story. He got up running, then my son yelled, he's got a gun. So when I watched, there was a gun in his hand. That would be some important information for the state of South Carolina to tell you. but they needed to be about $1. They need to scare you. They need to make you afraid. They made you think the great Rick Chow, this evil human being over here, killed a man over $1. And that is disgusting. That is awful. That is abhorrent. But that's not what happened. The rest of the story. We don't want to tell you the rest of the story because if you hear it, then you get to make an intelligent decision, and we don't want you to make an intelligent decision. We don't want you to hear no 911 calls. We don't want you to watch the videos. We don't want you to hear what Rick said at that moment, at that time, without a lawyer, without anyone telling him what to say or do. We had to play those for you.
This is a lesson for the Black community right now, is that we move based off of limited information and we allow for people to paint the narrative of how we're supposed to look at things so that we can get angry and then convict you in the court of public opinion until we get the rest of the story. By then we've already been poisoned, and they spend the majority of their time calling you a coon, calling you a sellout, saying that why you not automatically on the side of Black people just based off of the fact that they Black, instead of looking at the evidence and evaluating it based off of the truth. Speaking of sentiments of my heart.
The rest of the story. And as we get in there and we listen to this and we go through all of this information, it becomes incredibly important. We then had investigators take the stand. You remember the questions I asked of the investigators and why they were so important. The state of South Carolina, for you to make a decision, has come in front of you and said, but witnesses on the stand, guns aren't that bad. 14-year-old kids have guns all the time. And they have witnesses literally with their hands on the Bible looking at you, talking about, guns are prevalent. It's not that big of a deal. That was the
I said the same thing yesterday.
Testimony. I didn't make that up. That was the testimony that they submitted. Do I think they believe any part of that? Not a line of that. But they have emotion. They're upset. And they want you to believe it's about a bottle of water. It's not. The rest of the story. And then there was an expert who took the stand. Do you remember? I asked her a very directly question. I had her sit right here. She stood in front of you as if she was Rick Chow. And I showed her what we said Mr. Belton could have been doing. And what did she say? Yeah, that's possible. The rest of the story. She described the bullet path, back to front, right to left, slightly upward. The rest of the story. We got to avoid all of that because that changes our narrative. So now we go into what they did present. Now let's talk about the part of the case that we're all wondering about, the thing that everybody's there, and if it's in your gut, it should be in everybody's gut. And they spent their entire case. Their case was a day and a half, and most of it they spent it on one part, the chase. The chase. The chase. They shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done it. They shouldn't have done it. You remember one of the witnesses, the investigator, got on the stand, and I had to ask him the question, is there anything illegal about that? No, sir. But that's what they're talking about. Well, common sense. We don't want you to do it. But it's not illegal. That's an important distinction to know.
I said the same thing yesterday. I said, and I quote, you have a right to defend your personal property, and you have a right to stop somebody from doing what you think is to personally wrong you in your store or your household. There is nothing illegal from chasing somebody that you think is doing something wrong when it comes to your personal property. I said the same thing yesterday. There's nothing illegal about that. But everybody wanted me to then concede at the fact that they shouldn't have chased him after assuming or trying to question whether or not he stole something out of the store. There's nothing illegal about that. You can't prosecute somebody based off of chasing somebody.
This is a store. The testimony was they've owned it for 11 years. Margins are small. You've seen the wall of shame. People have shoplifted. People have stolen. Chased them. I've been stolen from. I chased the people to Georgia, flat out. It's their property. They're emotional about it. And that's why he ran after it. The question isn't, Do you think it's right? The question is it legal? And then you go to the second part of it, is it legal? If it was illegal, don't you remember Andy Chow sat up there on the stand? And Mr. Scott got right in his face, and he was yelling at him, and he was going angry with him, and he was saying everything to him. But the one thing he didn't say to him is, and you have been charged with following this young man out of the store. And you are criminally liable for following this young man out of the store. Because he's not. He's not liable. He's not criminally liable. He has not been charged. And he did not do anything wrong. But when you Monday morning quarterback and come back and look at the situation and say, well, why? You know what? They could have done this. They could have done this. They could have done this. Because that's what the state's case is. Think about it. How many times did you hear throughout the course of this trial the great state of South Carolina say the following sentence? They could have done this. 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 They don't have evidence to offer, but they have fear, passion, emotion, and they want to get that out of you. They want that fear, passion, and emotion, and for you to ignore the law. We do not get to take the law the way that we want it to be. We take the law the way that it is. Let me say that again. We don't get to take the way that we want it to be. The solicitor can't say, well, I want it to be illegal for a shopkeeper to go out of the store. Shopkeepers should not be able to follow somebody. That's what I want. Andy, that's what I want. That's not the law. And then there's one last part that he, for some reason, has ignored. Let's say one of you, just one of you, for argument's sake, are sitting back there and you say, you know what? I think they are at fault in bringing on the difficulty. It may not be legal. It may not be illegal, but I just don't like the fact that they follow him for 130 yards. I do not like the 130 yards. I do not like the 130 yards. Well, the judge is going to charge you on something on the law. And it's called withdrawal. Let me explain that concept to you. Let's say one of you start a fight. Let's say I start a fight with Mr. Scott. And let's say I go up to him and I say, I'm going to get you. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to hurt you. And I start the fight and I come at him. And I'm about to hurt him. And then all of a sudden I said, you know what? This is stupid. I don't want to do this anymore. And I turn around and I'm like, I'm over this. And Mr. Scott brings a knife and comes out. Well, according to their theory, I got to let him stab me. According to their theory, I got to let him hurt me, even though that I have withdrawn. Well, that is the law of withdrawal. If an individual says, if they withdraw by words or actions, their right to self-defense is back on the market. The rest of the story. And don't take my word for it. The judge is going to instruct you on the law, and that's one of the things he's going to talk about. So when we talk about the chase, when we talk about why did they run out of the store, when we talk about they shouldn't have gone out of the store, as I told you, you legally have a right. The officer, their own witnesses told you, they legally have a right. This officer with 25.
Yo, y'all better stop talking to me about a child. I don't know no children that's walking around with a pistol. You can miss me with that BS. We live in an era of YNs. Dudes with Pooh Shiesty masks, people that are carjacking people, people that are taking people's lives every single day. And it's not coming from regular adults. It's coming from 14, 15, and 16-year-olds. Miss me with this children thing that's walking around with a pistol. Because you can't even go and get a pistol unless you either steal one or you buy one off the street and you 14 years old. Man, y'all better miss me with this children stuff. I know what a 14-year-old looked like that got a pistol. You're not going to sit here and lie to me and say, oh, man, but he was a child with a pistol. What you talking about? Cook, Mr. Cochran Jr.
5 years of experience, dealt with shoplifting, dealt with this. And says, we prefer you not common sense. But then there's a last part of that wasn't on their little pretty board. The right to withdraw. When Andy Chow testified, when he told you what happened, he said, I was following. I was running after him. He fell. When he got up, he had this gun. And then I went this way. And as his hands were up, remember I asked him directly, the gun was still pointed at you. Yes, sir. You were looking directly at the barrel. Yes, sir. And then what did you hear? I said to my dad, he's got a gun. He's got a gun. And then what did he say his dad said? Drop it. Stop. Drop it. No.
So the kid pointed the pistol. Hold on. Let me go back for a second.
And after him, he fell. When he got up, he had this gun. And then I went this way. And as his hands were up, remember I asked him directly, the gun was still pointed at you? Yes, sir. You were looking directly at the barrel? Yes, sir. And then what did you hear? I said to my dad, he's got a gun. He's got a gun. And then
so wait a minute. What did y'all expect for him to do? Y'all expected for him to just, what you wanted them to play patty cake with him? Huh? So once the pistol came out, the dude went and grabbed the gun. What did you thought was going to happen? Man, y'all smoking crack. Y'all are out of your mind, bro. You crazy. You're out of your mind if you think that this kid is going to survive this. If I got anything to do with it, you going down. You're going down. You're going down. You said no proof that he pointed a gun. It ain't no proof that he didn't. And it is proof that he had a gun. It is proof that he had a gun. If you didn't have a gun as a 14-year-old today, you would still be alive. That's what it comes back down to. Really, real talk. And I don't care what y'all say. I don't care how y'all feel. I'm so used to y'all being against me. It really don't make no difference anyway. If you didn't have a gun as a 14-year-old, you would still be alive today. That's the skinny of it all. That's the skinny. What's up to my baby, Crimson? I love you, Crimson. I'm in love with you, Crimson.
what did he say his dad said? Drop it. Stop. Drop it. No. There's nothing more withdrawal than that.
Hold on. Let me throw something else in there. A loaded gun. Not a prop, not a water gun, not the gun that you used to use for Duck Hunt for Nintendo. A loaded gun. A 14-year-old is walking around with a loaded gun, and y'all sitting here defending this?
Stop it. Drop. No. That's a withdrawal. That's saying, look, man, you got it. You got the gun. I'm good. They love to say that everything could have stopped. He could have put the gun down. But we have to ignore that because that's not part of their story. We cannot tell that part of the story because it's not necessary. And when we tell this story, you might look at me and say, oh, Mr. Kent, that's some creative lawyering. No. That's why we played the 911 tape. And in the 911 tape, you heard. That's why we played Andy Chow's interviews. Didn't hide it. What do you say? Takes only 17 seconds. What was the other quote? Better than any eyewitness ever could would have been a video. That's what the state said. Better than any eyewitness ever could. So why wouldn't we play them? Because
I love you too, man.
Any eyewitness ever could. Now let's talk about the fact we talked about the story and the things that happen inside of the store. And there might be questions, why did you guys keep bringing these things up? If you remember, I had the officer on the stand, great officer, great investigator, great person. But I had him on the stand, and I was talking about firearms and 14-year-olds, and he went back and forth because I don't think he wanted to admit that this is a problem. But the thing that was the most important is I asked him about suspicious behavior. Did something look weird to you when you went back? And he didn't want to admit it. But use your own common sense on that. I asked him the direct question, looking back through your investigation, as you have gone through and looked at the full file and looked at everything now, do you find it weird, odd, suspicious that a young man would go into a gas station without any money, with an empty book bag, bullet in the chamber, and then was looking like he was taking stuff off of the counter? I don't find that suspicious. I find that answer suspicious. The reason we brought this up is not to suggest I don't know what Cyrus was doing. I don't. But use your common sense. And
why was he in the store with no money? How come nobody is answering these questions? How come nobody wanted to provide me with these details before they expected for me to make a decision with limited information? Why was he in the store with no money, a book bag, a hoodie, and a gun with a bullet in the chamber? And y'all sitting here trying to talk to me and justify to me what's going on.
Ask yourself, that does seem strange. And the reason we bring that up is that would explain why Andy, who was sitting at the front counter, looking back, is watching this and going, he's acting strange.
Love you too, baby.
He's acting weird. He's putting water back up, water back up, water back up. It looked weird to me. And then he came up to the counter with his hands in his hoodie, and there looked to be something heavy in there. I didn't know what it was, and so I asked him, and he did this, and it looked like there was something heavy in there. It was the gun. Did Andy know it was a gun? Absolutely not.
It makes sense now.
But
if you go back to the surveillance footage, he didn't want to show what he had inside of his hoodie. It makes sense now. Makes 100%. We reviewed the footage yesterday. You're more than welcome to go and look at it. We looked at it. Makes perfect sense. Okay. All right. Okay, Hoy. Now that the closing arguments from the defense is coming forth and he's breaking it down, it makes all the sense in the world.
If there's something strange going on, his behavior, something in the pocket.
I think we're going to discuss this at length. I'm only going to have 3 subjects because I want to discuss some of this stuff at length on After Hours tonight. So what I'm going to do, and I'm just giving y'all a heads up because y'all going to get the perspectives from Slimmy and Molly and hopefully Q, because I'm going to tell them ahead of time what we're going to discuss. And that way that they can be prepared with their argument so they're not just reacting to it in real time. They can go back and do the research to better understand what's happening with every aspect of the case. And we're going to discuss this at length on After Hours tonight. I think that this is worthy of a discussion, of a long-term discussion, and for us to deep dive, for us to insert what y'all think inside of this conversation. And honestly, you know what else I'm thinking about doing? And y'all tell me if y'all want to do this also. All right. This is what I'm also thinking about. So y'all prepare yourself. Y'all prepare yourself. What I am also anticipating doing, because I think that we're only going to do 2 subjects tonight. I don't want to do 6 subjects. I don't want to do 5 subjects. I think we're going to do 2 subjects. The first subject that we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Adam22 situation. The second subject that we're going to talk about is we're going to deep dive into this one. The first hour, I am going to have us on the panel discuss it. The second hour, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow people from the audience to come up and give their perspective, no longer than 10 minutes apiece, 10, 15 minutes apiece. Maybe we'll give you 15 minutes in order for you to be able to make your argument. And so I'm going to allow for people to call in tonight. And we gon' figure it out. So if you disagree with me, if you are blackety black, if you actually think that I'm wrong on this, if you think that somebody else is on the panel on this is wrong, you will have the opportunity to make your case tonight. You'll be able to have the opportunity to make your case tonight and tell me the genius. All right, come on up. You'll have the opportunity to come up. Make sure your mic is right. You got more than enough time. You got 10 hours to get your mic together and your visuals together. Come up. You got to be on camera. Make your case and help us to understand why we're off or why you agree or disagree. All right? We only going to cover 2 subjects tonight. And this will be the main one. The reason why we're going to do the Adam22 thing first, and maybe we'll have another icebreaker in between there. All right. The reason why we're going to do the Adam22 things first is because I know that Kimmy may be getting off a plane. You know what I'm saying? Some people may be getting off of work, and we want to give them enough time to be able to get in and do their thing. All right. Make your case. I'm only going to pull up 4 people. 4 people individually. So one person going to come up, make their case, and then we're going to pull them down. Another person going to come up, make their case, and we're going to pull them down. Another person can make their case, we're going to pull them up and pull them down. So I want to make sure that we give people the space to be able to express their thoughts, and let's get it in. Let's talk about it.
Weird with the water. That's what was strange. So that is to explain why Andy made the unilateral decision that there was something strange going on here. And then Andy made the decision to follow him out of the store, chase him, run after him, whatever you want to call it, but he made that decision based upon a reasonable belief of what anybody would have thought something strange here. I asked the officer again about the suspicious behavior that 24 hours, less than 24 hours before he came into the store, he posted this on his social media. Do you remember? I asked him about it. And not only was it this was a clip from a video in which he was pointing a gun at a screen with a laser and a flashing light.
Hold on. This what Dog posted on his social media? With the same hoodie? Nah. Nope. I'm not rocking. Ain't nothing you gonna say or do or be able to tell me that will lead me to believe that this is a nice young kid. He's a nice young kid. He's a good guy. He's not gonna hurt anybody. Nope. We criticize these type of things and these type of people every single day. Nope. We done. It's over. Case closed. This dude pulled up the picture. He pulled up his social media. He pulled up everything. Case is closed. It's over. Wrap it up. He deserved to be exonerated, and this is not guilty all day long. Nope. Somebody said the picture looked AI on his they got it from his social media. He got the Chucky doll. He got the Chucky doll on his hoodie. Oh no, dog. Nope. Nah, dog. They got it from his social media. Nah, dog. Nope. Case closed for me. That's it. There's nothing left for us to hear. Nothing left here for us to see, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing we missing, the only thing that we're missing in this situation is I want to see what the parents look like. ABJ, I just want to see what the parents look like at this point. That's the only thing that we missing. I just want to see what mama look like. Mama. Case closed. Not guilty. Y'all ready to go to Poppy Steak or no? What's the big restaurants over there in South Carolina that we need to go to? Ready to go to the steakhouse? Ready to go to Starbucks? What you want from Starbucks? You want some coffee, latte, hot chocolate, tea? Cool. Cool. I'm done. There's nothing else for us to talk about. We done. Case closed. It's over. Shout out to this lawyer, young Johnny Cochran, cooked up inside of the courtroom. We gonna go over this. I want to go and see what the black folks is talking about. I love that quote, Latrell. I'm keeping that. Let me take a picture of that quote. I'm like the old folks now. Oh, baby, let me take a picture of that. Let me take, can you do that little pose again? Oh, baby, let me take a picture. Fit says, I'm a web developer in St. Louis, Missouri, building a real estate tokenization platform. It basically allows people to buy fractional shares of real estate. Come to St. Louis, come get this cheap property. Yeah, but who's the enforcement of it? You know what I'm saying? How do you regulate it? It's a lot. I mean, it sounds like a decent idea. What's the difference between that and the REIT? What's the difference between that and the REIT is what you got to ask yourself. It's called Accountable. All right, I'll check it out. Let me go and check it out. Lively Cut says, what would you do if you only had 2,000 to invest, AD? I will put it in the S&P 500, SPY, and then I will automate the investment process, and I will continue to invest every single month into it. And I will join the Patreon. I will put it in the S&P 500, open up a brokerage account, and then I would dollar cost average. Donic Architect says, good morning, AD. I grew up in Southfield. It was dope even in the 90s. Shout out to the Arcade Tail 12 Mall. Rest in peace. They already redoing Northland over there. Don't worry about it. Black people going to miss out. Property is just going to explode. Black people going to miss out, and then they're going to be sitting there saying, oh, man, I should have invested. See? Trey says, you heard about that Frisco, Texas murder trial with the two that 17-year-olds that started. Now the kids, people are mad that the jury is all white. Yeah, you talking about a Carmelo Anthony. Yep. Dark City ENT says, when you get a chance, Google Joe Grits, please. Y'all trying to mess up my algorithm with some Joe Grits. Kenny says, look at the white lady in the background, a shock. She looked like she was attracted to me. Mia, what up, Mia? What up, Mama Mia? Says, you can tell this attorney studied Les Brown. Great speakers study others. He is compelling and matching similar cadences. I agree. In order for you to be a great orator, which also feeds into you being a phenomenal lawyer, you have to study how to communicate more effectively. I agree with you, Mia. Roscoe says, speak on it, AD. Most of the murders I deal with are juveniles between the ages of 12 to 20, and they take your life and post a story about it on IG. No, they want you to wait for it because they're not going to have no, listen, if Mr. Chow had got killed, ain't nobody going to trip about it. What's up, my baby? Greetings and good afternoon to you, Lord Anton. I hope and pray that your day is great. Off to a great start. The attorney is blazing. You're right. All big hugs and much love to you, Lord Anton. I like this girl. I like her. It's the type of girl that gets you caught up, bro. I'm telling you, Crimson is the type of girl that can get you caught up. He's smiling at you, telling you, calling you your name and all of that stuff. He's like, hey. I am smitten. I'm so weak. The culture loves old dog types above everyone, says Wesley Turner. Crimson says that behavior from that delinquent is unexcusable. She know how to communicate and all of that junk too. Outworld News says these states with self-defense and defense of others, laws like in South Carolina are letting its citizens protect themselves. Chasing you is not against the law. Heed the warnings, people. Oscar says, let me look at what Oscar says. Oscar says, AD, how do you resist the ladies? Why would you ask me that, Oscar? As best as I can. That's all I can say is as best as I can. Oh, I don't see. Here we go. Talking about you don't, he don't. Well, how do you know? That's correct. We all have things that we're fighting against, Carmen. Ange. My fight is not money. You know how people love money? I'm not tripping about that. I can give the money away. I ain't tripping off money. My fight is not drugs. I don't trip about drugs. My fight is that pretty smile, man. It's that smile. It's that demeanor. It's the smell of a woman. It's the scent of a woman. It's we all have things that we fighting every day. I don't think that they have rehab for that, though. It ain't no rehab to do. Nah, Diddy's fight was different. Diddy was on some other. He had baby oil, drugs. He had a bunch of other stuff. No, I'm more like I just like the energy. You know what I'm saying? You crazy. You crazy. Somebody said, nah, you just got to fight that one with the Lord on your side. Anton, where's your sword at? Oh, man, we were supposed to bring swords? I thought we was just playing. Anton, we on the battlefield. Why you ain't got your sheath on? You ain't got your shield? I'm losing the battle. Oh, Anton, the enemy is getting you. Oh, man, you got to come rescue me. Please save me. Oh, man. What is y'all talking about? Shannon Sharp was caught with a man, a fine man too. What? I am. On the real though, all jokes aside, I am pretty disciplined. That's a fact. What are y'all talking about, Shannon Sharp? I don't believe that. That would have been all over the vlogs. Let's see. Adam22, Shannon Sharp, Rick, Chow. I am. I'm pretty disciplined though. Real talk. I'm pretty disciplined. Oh, snaps. Let me say something real quick while I'm thinking about it. King Soul Man, I got a package of dicks to go in your mouth. I can't wait to go on tour and bust down y'all hoes. I can't wait. I can't wait to ruin your girl's life. Tear her out the frame, boy. Watch. Five Brown says, I was doing, you right, Eric D. I take that back. My bad. I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. I just searched Sean Ken on X, the black community who have an inability to be objective and an inability to do any research whatsoever are pissed at him. We're going to go over it. We're going to get to it. Lance says, must see TV right here. Yeah. Crimson says, everything is good in moderation, Lord Anton. Hey, Crimson, send me a message on Instagram real quick. Like right now, send me a message real quick. I want to see something. Hey, you know a person, you know they serious when they say, I want to see something real quick. Manny Plays PC says, Anton's the brother from Troy who got his country burned down to the ground over a pretty face. I don't see no other reason to lose a kingdom other than a woman. I don't see any other reason to lose a kingdom. I just want to see something. Let's go over to the people.
I just left.
Gotta say my headphones stay charged when AD is talking reckless. That's a part of the show, baby.
Leave Asian people alone. After this recent Cyrus and Chow case, I've started reading comments and people are talking about boycotting Asian-owned businesses. This is exactly why I feel the need I gotta produce race-related content, because if I don't, ridiculous narratives start taking hold and it just exacerbates racial tension. So far, I've been completely disgusted at some of the racist comments that I start seeing Black people make. What upsets me is that Black people should understand prejudice and discrimination and racism more than anybody else. And I'm watching you all impose the exact same things on the Asian community, and it's disgusting. A lot of Asian people have worked hard to build their family businesses and make lives for their families in America. And the fact that some of you all are entertaining the idea of boycotting some of their businesses behind a case involving one man is a completely terrible idea. Leave.
I am speaking specifically to the Asian community right now. We need to stop pretending like anti-Blackness does not exist in our community, as if it's not a problem, because it is. We see it in the stereotypes that get repeated in our homes, in the way some people talk about Black communities, the excuses people make when Black people are harmed, and in the silence that follows when accountability is needed. The response for some Asian Americans for the killing of Cyrus Carmack Belton has been deeply disappointing. Instead of centering a 14-year-old Black child who lost his life, some people rushed to defend Rick Chow, justify the shooting, or shift blame onto Cyrus himself. That should disturb all of us. We cannot keep demanding solidarity from other communities when anti-Blackness within our own community goes unchallenged. We cannot talk about the racism Asian Americans face while refusing to acknowledge prejudice that exists in our own families and social circles. The model minority myth has convinced some Asian Americans that proximity to whiteness will protect us. It will not. That myth was created to divide communities of color and to encourage us to see ourselves as separate from the struggles of Black Americans. When we buy into the mentality, we become participants in a system that harms all of us. Accountability is not anti-Asian. Calling out anti-Blackness is not anti-Asian. Using to excuse harmful behavior because the person involved is Asian is not anti-Asian.
So again, now we get into race relations. Now we get into racism. Now we get into people that are mad or feeling some type of way about the situation. And this is people that will sit here and defend it. And I'm telling you, 10 times out of 10 people did not watch the closing argument. They don't know any details about the case. They don't know that he had a gun. They don't know anything about him posting on his social media about it. They don't know anything about all of this. Is man, I know for a fact that most people are leaning into misinformation in order to be able to justify and or be Black apologists. Everything turns into race.
A young man by the name of Cyrus went into this gas station behind me wearing a backpack. Per the owner's instructions, they told him it was policy for people to leave the backpack at the front of the store. He did that. He started shopping. They followed him. Before he left,
started shopping with no money, by the way.
They accused him of stealing 4 water bottles. He flattened out his jacket pockets and pant pockets to show them that he did not have any water bottles. As he tried to leave, they chased him over 100 yards and fatally shot him. This is the protest.
My people, my people, my people. My people, my people, my people, my people.
Young man who was 14 years old. Rest in peace, Cyrus.
But when I go and I look at my social media, I have racist people coming to my page, going under my son's pictures, leaving the most horrific things, saying that they're glad he's dead, good riddance, and I am tired. I don't want this to happen to any other child. No Black or brown child should have to go through this. No parent should have to go through this. This has to stop today. And I just learned today that South Carolina, if it's a murder charge, that they cannot bring in any of your prior acts. Rick Chow shot 2 people before. Rick Chow accosted a child in that store and beat her up with a gun on her hip. And none of that information could be brought to light.
I'm going to say what a lot of y'all don't want to hear. If you're going to be online outraged that that man murdered that little boy, because yes, 14 years old is a little boy. That's a child. That's not a young Black man. I don't care what anybody says. You need to stay out of their nail salons. You need to stay out of their beauty supply stores. You need to stay out of their gas stations, their corner stores. We need to have a backbone. As a collective, the Black community is spineless as fuck. I don't care. I will say it. We haven't efficiently boycott shit since the Montgomery bus boycotts. I can't think of a time that
What happened to Target and Walmart and all of that other stuff? And Elon Musk.
Black community has actually realized the power of the Black dollar, withheld it, and made a change from boycotting. Y'all be talking about Target, but Target, you put a little dent in their sales. They're still up, functioning, running, not shutting down stores, doing what the fuck they want to do. Haven't made any real change because y'all can't stay out of fucking Target. We keep giving money to these people, these corporations, these entities that keep playing in our faces, that are racist as fuck and don't give a fuck about Black people, and I don't understand it. Realize the power of the Black dollar. Stop giving these people our money or shut the fuck up. I'm going to say what a lot of y'all don't.
So this Cyrus situation is just so sad.
They made an AI picture
I
of
thought
it.
we learned something from the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin situation.
Jesus, Lord have mercy. What are we? Are we retarded?
But apparently not. And all arguments go out the window because they chased the boy. They chased him down. So after chasing him for so long, running him out of his shoes, he lost his cell phone. He was literally running from them. Like, he was genuinely scared. And they say he pulled out a gun, his gun, which, should he have had a gun? No. Okay. But like,
what is the but?
I'm not trying to be insensitive, but some of y'all are pissing me off. It was not a young Black man. It was a 14-year-old little boy. That was a boy. That was a baby. That was somebody's child. That was somebody's son. 14 is a freshman in fucking high school. That was not a Black man. It was a little Black boy.
Hey, and I don't know about y'all, but if the jurors all them would have said not guilty after I know I done ran down a 14-year-old unarmed child and shot him in his back.
A 14-year-old unarmed child and shot him in his back. Jesus. Oh, hey, listen, give up on y'all neighborhoods. Give up on y'all communities. Give up on the police catching killers. Give up on YNs. Give up on the robberies. Give up on what's happening in Chicago. Give up on what's happening in Memphis. Just give up. You know what? I changed my mind. I am not looking to go and invest in any other communities outside of my own community. I changed my mind. Every time, sometimes I get a thought and I say, you know what? I can see the vision. I think that we need to do this, that, and I say, nah, let the culture eat itself. Let the culture eat itself. It's a waste of my time. It's a waste of my energy. It doesn't make sense. Let them eat themselves, bro. You can't save them. You can't save these people. Facts, Oscar. It's no point. I changed my mind. No Memphis, no none of that. We cool. We chilling. I'm good. I'm gonna just stay right where I am. I'm a slow motion. I'm gonna go to the games. I'm gonna enjoy people based off of the content of their character, and I'm gonna just rock out with the bag chasers. Shout out to the Patreon members. Shout out to Bag. Let's go on one more. Let's see if we can find something reasonable.
Somebody please explain to me why the Black community is so upset about Cyrus. His mama didn't give a fuck, or his daddy. Why he's sitting there crying in court? She crying in court for what? What we crying for? He was a 14-year-old boy with a gun.
Finally, you have somebody that actually understands the game.
Where does a 14-year-old boy get a gun from, and why does he have it? Why is he walking to the store by himself? That's what y'all niggas do in the Black community, because y'all never home. Y'all don't care. Then you want to cry. Everybody want to cry. Sad that the China man got found not guilty. But he used y'all money with them cigarettes, them cigars. The EBT snacks and food, he used y'all money to get off. Money talking bullshit walk. Why y'all so surprised? Y'all kill each other all day, every day. Especially black men. Kill each other all day, every day. They want to cry. Bitch, don't cry. The fuck? Do better by your children. Raise them.
Woo! Finally, somebody that got a reasonable take on this whole situation. Finally, somebody that woke up.
Becky. Okay, so the store is broken into, as y'all see. Water bottles. That's what the little boy died because of water bottle. He stole a water bottle.
Now, you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny about this? Because I'm literally reacting to this in real time, pulling this up in real time. You know what's so funny about this? I think that all of these people that have these businesses in these communities, they should guess what? They're going to get an insurance payout. Y'all think that these people, all y'all did, right? Because you could have just said, I don't want to shop there no more. I don't agree with it. I'm not spending my money there. I'm going to go to the next gas station. Y'all just helped them get an escape route. Y'all gave them an escape hatch to actually get an insurance payout. And now they can take their insurance money and move on and move to a whole nother space and reset up. We so dumb. We so dumb. Look at what the people did. And then they're going to feel some type of way when it's a food desert, a gas desert. The one gas station that's left inside of the community, they're going to raise the prices up and they're going to sell y'all bananas for $3 a banana. Yo, we are the dumbest people ever. Ever. Oh my God, bro. Good grief. Good Lord, have mercy. This is why a lot of times I tell y'all as chasers, as the people that are supporters of this platform and people that understand what we do here. I tell y'all all the time, and I say we got to be thinkers. And when I say we, I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about us. We have to think our way through these situations and through circumstances so that we can make a more informed, better decision every single day. We got to be thinkers. Slimmy, everybody that's watching this channel that's a part of After Hours, we're going to discuss maybe 3 subjects today. I'm not sure what the third one is going to be. First one is going to be an icebreaker. The second one is going to be Adam22. And the third one is going to be this whole Rick Chow conversation. So if y'all don't understand it, y'all not doing your research, y'all going to be in the dark. I'm about to send out a text message to the group to let y'all know what we discussing. And we're going to figure it out from there. And we're going to be taking calls from the audience too. All right. What do y'all want me to say, bro? Stay in the spirit, AD. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. Wade Report said we've seen it and heard it before. Wow. What up, Wade? Wesley Turner says, AD, if you invest in their community, they will hate you for it. And we all know this. Yeah, let me go ahead and pull my money back. Let me go ahead and pull my money back. We chilling. We chilling. Multiple different people got shot last month in Chicago. We didn't hear nothing about it. I'm good. We just going to visit places. We're going to turn up and we're going to go home and spend our money how we going to spend it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get to it. Don't nobody want to do no research. I guarantee you nobody actually studied the facts of the case. Nobody studied the facts of the case. Guarantee you. Y'all told me yesterday, all I did was go and pull up the actual news accounts, and then I went and looked at the documents and the facts of the case, and I looked at the research reports. I looked at the case reports in the court, and then this morning I went and I pulled up the closing arguments. It's not even that hard, not even that difficult. Not a little bit. But looking forward to after hours tonight. Shout out to the bag chasers. We gonna get there. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. It's gonna be be an interesting night tonight. Let me go ahead and gird up.